we've talked to so many interior designers, and what we keep hearing over and over again is this struggle with feeling like you just don't have enough time in the day. That there's all these things that you want to do, that there's goals you want to hit. But by the end of the day, you're just completely depleted. You're feeling like you're pulled in a million different directions. You're never getting any closer to those big goals that you have for yourself, and you just aren't sure how the heck that's even going to happen. Um, you know, we've experienced this, I've experienced this. This is a common um, pain point with a lot of businesses, especially when you are past that startup phase. So you've got client work coming in, you've got existing client work, you're taking on other new clients, and you just feel like you're kind of at their whim all day, every day. And by the end of the day, you have nothing left to give to your own business. And even if you did, you don't know where to start. Or maybe you feel like you're doing absolutely everything. You're posting on socials, you you're doing videos, going to networking events, you're going to shows and trade shows and all those things, and you're still no closer to where you want to go. So I wanted to take the time to do this video today, just based on how much feedback we're getting, that this is a common concern, and it's a common issue that I feel is I won't say easy to attack, but I think having some context around how to go about it is going to help. And at the end of the video, we're going to give you guys a link to our prioritization tracker, which is a free resource, but it's hidden. So you have to actually we have to give you the link in order to access it. It's not something you can find on our website. But this is really going to help you cement that understanding of how to best maximize your time to get those results you're looking for. So let's go ahead and dive on into the presentation. Right. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about how to master your time for maximum results. And what that means in layman's terms is we're going to take that stress and frustration out of your business and help you make more money by truly focusing on those things that are needle moving, rather than just feeling so spread thin and like you don't even know where would be helpful to focus. So, today in this presentation, we're going to cover how to understand the value of your time. Second thing we're going to cover is that number one trap that is stealing your energy that you may not realize. And third, we're going to talk about how you can work less and feel more energized by the work that you're doing. So, the first thing to understand is that if you do not respect your time, no one else will either. So, this truly starts with you. And this is why these concepts are helpful to understand, in order to bring your business to the next level and get those results you're looking for. So, if you feel like you're doing everything, throwing things at the wall, nothing is sticking, and it's just ending up feeling like you don't have anything left to give. And even if you did, you don't know where to put that time and energy. Um, Understanding where your time is going is going to be essential for you. So, a lot of times people say, I've tried everything, but in reality, they haven't tried everything. And this is a really foundational aspect that I feel is going to help you visually see and understand where that time is truly going so that you can better corral it and figure out, is this most efficient where I'm focusing my time and energy, or should I be focused elsewhere? So, truly, the secret is to do more, not less. You don't need to do more things, you need to do more of the right things to get your business moving in the direction that you want to go. So let's go ahead and pull up our prioritization tracker that I was just talking about. And let's go through this. This is our prioritization tracker. And as you kind of see at this first thing, we've separated different tasks by respective values. So if you think of your time as, let's say you have 100 units of time per week, all of those 100 units are not equally weighted. Some things are more valuable to do or to focus on than others, and some things actually cost you money by focusing on them. So, the thing to understand with this prioritization tracker is everyone is going to start somewhere. More than likely, you're going to be more at the beginning of this tracker, lower level, lower value tasks. But what you want to do is see and understand, okay, I'm stuck here now, but I'm not going to get to the next level if I'm not doing these more high value, high leverage tasks. So we've kind of assigned a dollar amount to all of these items. And this is inspired by Sam Ovens. I'm an OG Sam Ovens fan. So I took this inspiration from him. So I feel like a lot of designers that I talk to that are kind of struggling with this are focusing a lot of their time from the negative $100 per hour task and the $10 an hour per task. So complaining, hanging out with negative people, focusing only on problems and not solutions, just kind of in the weeds, just like, I've got all these problems, I don't know what to do, but not making any progress towards solving those problems. Um, Over analyzing, this is a huge one. So many interior designers are over analyzing everything and they're not taking any action. So they're just over here ruminating and worrying and thinking about all these possibilities, but they haven't actually taken the step to take action on any of these things that they're worried about. So they are actually costing themselves money. These are negative $100 per hour tasks. So the more time you spend here, you are actually depleting from your reserve of those 100 tasks per week. And by doing this, you are actually going to be in the negative. So if most of your time is kind of spent over here, you are not going to get anywhere. You're actually going to put yourself farther back. $0 per hour tasks aren't necessarily bad, but they aren't necessarily good. They're not really adding anything to your time, but they're not really taking anything away. They're just occupying space. And if you are trying to move your business forward, you don't want to spend any time or as little time as possible on these $0 per hour tasks because they're not helping you move forward. And if your goal is to move forward, you can't be spending a lot of time here. Um, Under this is like other than just watching TV and Netflix and things like that, these are tasks that you might not realize they're actually taking your time. So, following other people's lives on social media, a lot of times this takes a lot of your active daily attention. Maybe focusing on other designers that have the work that you'd love to get or following everything they're doing on social. This is not moving you forward. Also, unproductive meetings, just taking any old meeting that anyone needs without having a set uh, prioritization for what exactly this meeting is about and is it actually productive. A productive meeting is not just getting on the phone to just talk. We need to have a scheduled tasks that we're trying to accomplish during the time together. And if you don't have that, or if you have a lot of clients asking for things like that, it's your job to, like I said, if you don't respect your time, no one else will. So you need to take the time to really ask the client, okay, what are you looking to accomplish in this meeting? And if they don't have a clear answer to that, then see if you can redirect their energy towards sending an email or some other way of communicating that doesn't take your time and energy, or something that isn't going to move that project forward. It's just wasting time. These $10 an hour tasks also are where a lot of people lose time. So, replying to social media or emails, client updates, checking with vendors, checking in orders, entering in orders. These are all very low level tasks that you can easily outsource to someone else to handle for you. You should not be spending the majority of your time here. And a lot of interior designers do focus a lot of time here. They are just working on delivering the projects instead of working on building their business. Um, and so they're so focused on the delivery that they never are able to push that business forward. And, when that client project is done, do you have any other work coming in? Now you're scrambling to try and get more work. And while you should have been doing tasks that are going to build your business the whole time. So these are easily outsourced. If your design fee is, let's say, 250 an hour, 300 an hour, anything that is below that dollar amount, you need to outsource to somebody else because it's not worth your time to focus on those items. So if you can't outsource it, see if you can eliminate it or automate it. See if there's, we love our CRM called Honeybook, which automates a lot of these low lift tasks for us. So we're not having to manually reply to emails. Everything is automated and on a schedule. It goes like clockwork. So if you don't have something like that in your business, that would be a really good time to invest in a solution to that. And we do have templates available on Rosebud and Co., which will everything is already pre-designed. You can customize it to your business, but it's going to help you help it improve your client experience, improve the onboarding process, reduce questions, set expectations, all of those things with this full suite of client experience projects. And you can find that on Rosebud if that's something you're interested in. We offer this in a Canva format or a show it format. So you can actually have a living, breathing page on your website that you can send people to kind of walk them through your onboarding. You're not having to manually do everything. So let's focus more on these $1,000 per hour up to $100,000 per hour tasks. It's really important that you focus here because these are high leverage tasks. So, for example, instead of worrying about the problems all the way over here, let's see if you can solve those repeated problems that keep coming up by creating a system to avoid that problem from occurring in the future. So instead of just worrying about it, let's take some action and solve this by creating a system to solve that problem for us. Um, you know, Hiring and firing team members, negotiating major deals, improving your value proposition, improving your offer, creating and improving your brand, creating and improving your service. These are all things that have knock on effects that are going to grow your business rather than spending a lot of time kind of spinning your wheels over here that things aren't really going to ever move forward. You're going to be stuck there for as long as you focus on those low level tasks. What I'd like for you to do is just have a pad and paper next to your computer. And for one solid week, I want you to write down absolutely everything you did and how long you spent on it. So, if you were going on social or anything like that, take a moment, write down exactly how long you are spending on each of these things, and then add up those tasks at the end of the week. This calculator is going to calculate everything for you at the bottom here. and it's going to show you what your total output is for that week. So obviously, we want this number to be as high as possible. So this week, all of your energy and focus only contributed to $2,200 worth of valuable time. So is that getting you closer to your goals? These are the questions you need to ask yourself at the end of each week. And um, kind of ask yourself some of these questions too before you think about doing a task. Is this going to help me accomplish my goals? What tangible action can I expect from this task? Can this be streamlined or automated? Will this task matter a year from now? If it does not matter a year from now, you absolutely need to either eliminate it or outsource it so that that's not something that you are focusing your time and energy on. What is the opportunity cost of this task? So by choosing this task, you're saying no to something else. So what is it that you're saying no to that this task is costing you? Will this bring me closer to or further away from my long term goals? And does this feel aligned with how I want to run my business? This is an important question because your energy, you only have so much energy per week. And you want to know that at the end of each week, you are closer to building that business in the way that feels most aligned with you. I'm not a huge proponent of you must do everything the same way as me or as anyone else. Each business is your own because it is built on your back. It's a product of you, and every person is unique and individual. And what works for one person is may not work for somebody else, or it may work, but it doesn't feel good to you. It doesn't feel like this is how I want to feel all the time. So we have to kind of take account of not only what is this costing you at the end of the week, but also how are you feeling at the end of the week? Is this feeling in alignment with you? So, the number one thing that is really going to be stealing your energy is focusing too much on those low value tasks. Um, you're going to have to start tracking your time to truly be able to analyze, do you really not have enough time, or is it that your time is spent on unproductive things? And I read this book called 10x is easier than 2x. And I think a lot of those concepts are really pertinent here. In the book, he kind of describes how achieving 10 times more for your business and focusing on how to achieve 10 times more is actually easier than just saying, how do I double my business? Because often doubling your business is doing more of the same. And it is just making you work more to produce more. So a lot of times people are like, well, if I'm going to double my business, I need to work more hours. I need to take on more clients. I need to do more, 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 more. But if you focus on 10x, you can't do more to achieve a 10x result in your business. So you have to focus on what is the most valuable place for me to put my attention in order to achieve these massive results. And it's never doing more, it is actually doing less, but focusing on the one thing that will move you forward and only focusing on that. So, this is called kind of the circle of focus. It is the idea that in a circle, you have a circle is 100% of your time and energy. If you focus on, let's say, lead generation and uh, Facebook ads, now you have split focus. So you only have 50% of your time and energy to devote to uh, lead generation and 50% of your time to devote to Facebook ads. So, but in reality, I think once you see this time tracker, you're going to see that your attention is so split that that's why you can never get further. The less things you have in that circle, let's just say you have one thing at a time in that circle, you can achieve maximum results because you are fully focused on achieving that one thing, whereas most people have 99 things that are pulling their focus in all these different directions. So even if you make 1% improvement in each of those 99 areas, it's only going to be such small incremental growth that it's going to lead to that feeling of feeling overwhelmed, feeling like you can never get anything done, feeling like you're not getting anywhere because you're not getting anywhere fast. If you just do 1% incremental growth for 99 things, it's going to feel overwhelming. So we've got to narrow that circle of focus and use this prioritization tracker to first see where your focus is going and then try to steadily up level what things you're focusing on so that you know you're going to get maximum output for your business. And then it's really important to, when we're considering this concept of working less, that we're feeling energized and focused for the day in order to accomplish these major goals. So I have recently discovered breath work. I use an app called Open, and it just kind of guides you. It's guided breath work. It takes you through this process of um, of doing breathwork sessions. And to me, I find this incredibly valuable as a creative because doing breathwork takes me out of my own head and it brings me closer to my heart, to that creativity, to that pure energy. It allows my brain to be quiet. And when I come out of those breathwork sessions, I feel calm. I'm able to think clearly. I'm able to really analyze what is the next step I should take. And so I really recommend that you start each day with either a meditation or a breathwork session to make sure you're not starting the day with that frantic energy, that you've taken the time for yourself, for your body, for your nervous system to center yourself so that when you approach your work, you're able to truly devote that time to it because you aren't feeling panicked. Um, it's also great to list out a set of goals that you want and then break down what are those steps to achieve that goal. And then put those things on your calendar so that you already have things on your calendar pre scheduled so that when a client needs you or when you need to get on a call, you actually are able to look at your calendar and say, I don't have time for that today. Um, I because it's not gonna bring you closer to your goal. Maybe you need to hire somebody to handle that for you, or maybe you need to come up with a better system. All of these things are gonna be helpful to getting you towards those bigger goals. Thinking about hiring, thinking about how to create a system. Those are more helpful than just going at everyone else's whim that doesn't align with the goals that you have for yourself. And you also need to make sure that you're leaving time to think, to rest, to plan, to strategize. If you don't leave time in your calendar for that, and every single spare moment is scheduled with someone else's emergency, someone else's need, you're going to start feeling overwhelmed. As creatives, we need to have that blank space on our calendar to allow us the time to really devote our best work. And without that, you're going to just feel like a robot. um, and at the end of the week, I think it's great to ask yourself what lit you up this week? What felt good? What felt um, free, like you were in flow when you were working on this? And then what felt stressful for you or overwhelming? And think about ways that you can create more of that work that lights you up and less of how, what you were stressed out about. Um, See if you need to offload or refocus your attention in order to get closer to those goals. And then I encourage you to continue following this prioritization tracker for a full month. Seeing, you can do week by week So you can truly see where your time and energy is going, and make those decisions at the end of the month. What can you eliminate? What can you automate? Um, what can you delegate? Do you need to hire somebody to handle some of these things that are taking up the majority of your time that aren't getting you closer to where you want to go? So, if you are interested in getting that prioritization tracker, comment tracker down below and we'll get that sent over to you, so that you can add this into your Google Calendar and start tracking those results this week. So, I hope you truly enjoyed our session today. We'll be back again next week for another Lunch and Learn, and we look forward to seeing you then. All right, bye.